Hello, hello. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Alyssa. I am the diamond painting accountant both here on YouTube and over on Instagram. And today is Sunday, March 8th, which means it's time for a month in review. This is actually going to be a 2-in-1 month in review because I blinked and all of a sudden it is March. I swear New Year's Day was yesterday. I need somebody to tell me where January and February went, because maybe they need to be reported missing. I don't know. But just all of a sudden, it is now March. And I kept telling myself in February, oh, I'll do this. I'll do my January month in review. I'll do it next weekend. I'll do it next weekend. And now it's March. I don't know how we got here. I really don't, but here we are. So this is going to be a 2-for-1 month in review. We're going to talk about what I did in January and what I did in February. And it actually really worked out really well this way because I got a lot done in January. Like, I even surprised myself. And I got almost nothing done in February. So you know what? A 2-in-1 is kind of great because otherwise February's month in review would be like 5 minutes because that's how little I did in the month of February. So jumping right on in, first thing I did, I started off this year with a mini set from Jaded Gem Shop. This is the Birthstone mini set. Each one is 5.5 centimeters by 5.5 centimeters. And there are 12 of them, and they're just so cute. And she did such a good job with rendering these. I absolutely loved it. I started these on January 4th. I finished them January 15th. In total, there were 5,808 drills, and it was my first finish of the year and my 73rd finish overall. Next up, I did another mini set, and I am obsessed with these, and I need Diamond Art Club to do like a second set of these. I did the Mini Dazzles, the Disney Princess ornaments, and I am obsessed with these. They are so stinking cute. Now, me being me, I did bling them up a little bit. I did use some metallic drills. I used metallic watermelon in the Pocahontas one, and I don't remember what shade of gold I used, but I used a gold metallic for the hangers on all of the rest and for the outline of the belt on the Jasmine ornament. These, again, I'm obsessed with these, and I need a second set representing more Disney princesses. I started these on January 14th and finished them January 17th. There were a total of 4,173 drills. It was my second finish of the year and my 74th finish overall. Now, before we jump into this next portion of what I did in January, y'all, I did something for the first time in January. I did a couple of things for the first time in January. I did my first 8-hour challenge to finish up a whip, which that was one of my goals for this year, was to cut down on the number of whips I have. So I did. I finished one. I actually finished 2. On my most recent whip parade, there was one that I left off. I'm sorry. I forgot about it. It was in my desk at work for me to work on during my lunch breaks. But I ended up bringing it home January 23rd because we were expecting bad weather. I was expecting we were going to be home for a couple of days because of the amount of ice and snow we were supposed to get. Well, we ended up being iced in for 10 days. I did not leave my apartment for 10 days. It was kind of crazy. So the first one that I finished up was Sunset Reflections. This was the oldest whip and oldest kit in my stash, and I did complete it. I did not complete it in that 8-hour challenge. I got really, really close. So I did end up finishing it up. I don't have it written down when the exact date that I started it was, but I did finish it January 24th. So I bought this back in 2021 as a way to practice single placing and multi-placing with square drills. And after I started it, so I do have it written down that I started it in March of 2022. After starting it, I realized I'm not a landscape person by any means. So I didn't like it because of that, and I put it aside. And then in April or May of 2022 is when Diamond Art Club upgraded their square drill field. And it kind of made practicing the multi-placing a moot point. And so I just never picked it back up, but I didn't want to just get rid of it. And so I picked it up from time to time. Most recently, before my 8-hour challenge, when I started this was right after I had moved. It was just like right on the top of everything, and so were the drills, and so I worked on it just a little bit, and I was absolutely hating it. But I was too stubborn to get rid of it, so I did it. It is now done. It was not my favorite, but this was the first one that I did during those 10 days when I was iced in. This is Sunset Reflections by Graham Gherkin from Diamond Art Club. It had 19,782 drills. It was my 3rd finish of the year and my 75th finish overall. So in those 10 days that I was iced in, I started with this one and finished it. I did my 8-hour challenge, and then I think I did the 8-hour challenge right before. I did the 8-hour challenge before we were supposed to get iced in. And then I finished it while we were iced in. And then after finishing this one while I was stuck inside my apartment, I finished Beach Break. This is the one that I forgot and left off during my whip parade because it was in my desk at work. This is so cute. This is off the Diamond Art Club Amazon storefront. It is an Amazon exclusive. I started it I took it to my new job when I started taking my lunch to work pretty much every day. And so I would have started this right at the end of October or beginning of November 2025. And I finished it January 24th. This has 6,889 drills, and it was my 4th finish of the year and my 76th finish overall. I did manage to finish both Sunset Reflections and Beach Break in the same day. It was a Saturday. I didn't have anything to do. But after I finished this one, I got to thinking, it's like, I'm going to be stuck inside. And I don't think I have to work from home because my job does not have a work from home policy. If we are open and we are not in the office, we have to use some kind of comp time. But if we, like, when we got iced in, the building was, like, we were closed, we did not have to work. However, because I'm salaried, we are still expected to meet our deadlines, but I didn't have any deadlines to meet, so I didn't have to work from home. And so then I got to thinking, I was like, I wonder just how many finishes I can get done in these next 10 days. Well, next up was Galaxy Tea by Sarah Bauman from DIY from Diamond Delights. This has 3,153 colors. It was my 5th finish of the year. Am I counting right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, my 5th finish of the year and my 77th finish overall. And y'all, this is so stinking cute. It is 7.8 by 5.8 inches, and that's the whole canvas, not the drill field area. This was just so stinking cute. I love the colors. I've had this sitting in my like special drill project stash. I did count it as a canvas finish because it is a canvas. I did not count it as a special drill project. I'm still waffling about whether or not I'm going to reclassify it. I don't think I'm going to because I can't take it out of my logbook. But yeah, this one was just so cute. And so then moving on after that, I did actually do one that from Diamond Delights that I considered to be a special project. This one is called Pastel Night Sky. It is also by Sarah Bautman from Diamond Delights. It is 12 centimeters by 12 centimeters. It had 10 colors. I started it on January 25th. I finished it on January 25th. I think I did. So this one I started January 24th and finished on the 25th. This one I started the 25th and finished on the 25th. The only issue that I had with this one was that one of these colors up here in the sky, it was this dark pink. This really dark pink, you can actually, I'm not sure you can actually see it in camera. I am losing daylight quickly. But this dark pink actually, when I dumped the bag into my tray, I thought I was going crazy because I was like, I see 2 different shades of pink. No, the drills really were 2 different shades of pink. But it worked out fine. I just picked out all of the same drills. I think I was short by like 6 drills. And so I just used the other shade of pink over here. It was fine. It was super cute. I absolutely loved it. So that was my first special project finish of the year. Moving on to the next one. This is Low Light Succulent by Teresa Donahue McManus from Diamond Art Club. It is 22.8 by 22.8 centimeters. It is another Amazon exclusive. It has 6,889 drills. It was my 6th finish of the year and my 78th finish of all time. And I saw this one. What was that? I saw this one in a Facebook group somewhere and was like, I love the colors. Purple is like one of my all-time favorite colors, and I was just obsessed with it. And I stalked the Amazon storefront until it came back because it was sold out when I went to look for it. So that was that one. And then next up, we have Dragon and Books by Marigona Suli. I was obsessed with this one. So I started and finished Low Light Succulent on January 26th. Next up was Dragon and Books by Marigona Suli. I'm kind of obsessed with this one. I loved this artwork. I'd been saving this one. I bought it when it first released, and I'd been saving it in my stash. And then I think it was after I finished Beach Break when I was like, I wonder how many of these small projects I have that I could get done in the next, however long I'm iced in for. I started digging through my snack size canvas stash, and this was in there, and I was like, yep, I'm doing it. So this one is 42.8 by 42.8 centimeters. Again, that's going to be the whole canvas size, but it is a partial drill. This background did not get diamond painted. This had 16,725 drills. It was my, my 7th finish of the year and my 79th finish of all time. The only thing I wasn't particularly thrilled about was this new frosted drill. And I hate to say that because I love their special drills, but this frosted drill, it probably doesn't pick it up in camera, but in person, you can almost see through it and see the darkness of the symbol behind the drill. That's the only thing I don't like about it. Other than that, this frosted drill in this canvas was the first time that I got to work with their new 15 facet drills. And it's just such a strange texture difference between the super pointy 20 facet drills and the more flat 15 facet drills. But I'm obsessed with this. I'm actually really sad because this past weekend, Diamond Art Club released Dragons at the Window by Marigona Suli. It's another partial. It's got these baby dragons again, and it would have been a perfect companion piece to this, and I missed out on it. I got cart snatched on it. It is what it is. It happens. I'll get it when it restocks. Moving on, next, we have Owl Post. And if I'm being completely honest, I am a huge, Harry Potter was a huge part of my childhood. It's just full of nostalgia for me. I did not like working on this. This was probably my least favorite. It actually kind of shows up well in camera, but in person. So these lighter red columns are AB drills, and these stars are gold electro drills. And in person, it's really hard to distinguish the two. They just kind of blend together, and you, in my opinion, you lose the effect of the gold electro drills. And I'm really kind of sad about that. Other than that, I absolutely love Hedwig. This was another one of their Amazon exclusives off their Amazon storefront. She's just adorable. This was my 80th finish of the year. It had 13,689 drills. I started and finished her on January 28th. Nope, I started her on the 27th and finished her on the 28th. I haven't fully updated my logbook yet, and so all I have right now are the dates that I finished them. I averaged about one per day. I know that I started the Marigona Sully, and then I think I did finish this one in one day, and my hand was hurting so bad. But then I think this might have been, I don't know. I need to go into, I know my Gems Flow has all the right information. I just need to go and finish updating my logbook. Next up, we have Boba Kitty by Munnie Maid. I really wanted to love this one. I have already talked to the owner of Munnie Maid about this kit. I did bling it up. I did use some Ninja Stars from DP with Sparklers up here in the sky. The biggest, I really, really wanted to love this one. I really did. I was super frustrated by the fact that if I tried to multi-place more than 6 or 7 drills at a time, the alignment was off on the drills compared to the grid spacing. Like you could see like the drill would only be halfway in the grid space, in the guide circle, and it would have to be adjusted. So that was my biggest, the biggest reason why I didn't enjoy this one as much as I wanted to. I did already talk to M from Munnie Maid about it. She did tell me that she's aware of it. She is working on tightening her drill grid, and so I've already told her that as soon as she gets the one with the tightened drill grid in, I am going to get it because I would love to do a comparison on the two. The other thing was that this one was supposed to come with, I don't know what she calls her dust drills, but this dark purple that's supposed to be outlining, it outlines it's all over the place. It outlines the cup, it outlines the hearts. It's supposed to be a dust drill. My bag was labeled as a dust drill, but the drills inside of it were not. They were just regular drills. And I told her that, and she offered to send me new drills. She and I actually got to meet each other in person at the No Frills retreat that was hosted by Marissa at the beginning of February. She offered to bring me replacement drills. She was she was willing to be super cooperative about it. I just wanted to get the kit done because it was part of how many of these can I get done? And so I opted to pass on it, and that's 100% completely my option, but she did offer to send me the drills, which was fantastic. This was my 81st finish of the year. It had 15,625 drills, and it's a round drill kit. It is still super adorable. Just because I didn't enjoy it as much as I wanted to doesn't take away from the fact that Munnie Maid has a fantastic product. Her drills are great quality. I mean, her hand charting is phenomenal. And I can't wait to see what she comes up with in the future. So after I finished the Munnie Maid, I realized that was finish, that was 10, 9. This one was number 8 that I finished. within that 10-day period, and I was like, this is now number 8 across 3 different companies. I wonder how many companies I can get represented in this time frame as well. And so I had a small snack size kit from Craftibly in my stash. RIP Craftibly. Craftibly had a fantastic product. I got to meet them in person because their warehouse was literally half an hour down the road from me. They are, Michael and Amy are fantastic people. I am so sad that they are closed. This is Krabby by Martin Nassim from Craftibly. I started this one I think on the 29th and finished it on the 30th. I don't think this was a one-day one for me. There's a piece of fuzz on there. I'll have to get tweezers to get that off the rest of the way. But this one was fantastic. It's 12 by 16 inches. I think that's 30 by 40 centimeters. I think it's 30 by 40. It has 14,400 drills, round drills. It was my 9th finish during that 10-day period. And it was my 82nd finish of all time. And I had a blast working on this kit. It's so cute. There's special drill placement. There's a crystal down here in the crab. There's ABs up here on the sides. It's just fantastic, and I am so sad that they are no longer around. Last but not least, in my 10-day period came Hug Your Brain Today by the Witchy Stitcher from Jaded Gem Shop. This was not a one-day project. I started this on the 30th and I finished it on the 31st. It is 22 centimeters by 33 centimeters. It was my 10th finish in that 10-day period, and it was my 83rd finish of the year. It has 11,616 drills, and this is another one that I wanted to love more than I actually did. It is super cute. It all worked out in the end, and I've talked to Jade about this as well. I don't know that there's really anything that she can do about it, because the grid spacing here in the lighter colors was fantastic, but out here in the darker 310, it was so tight that I had drills popping frequently. And I mean, it was no big deal because I had plenty of drills. It was just a matter of going in and putting more down. It was just a little frustrating. But again, I don't know that she can do anything about that, because if she loosens the grid here, if she loosens the grid so that the 310 drills aren't as tight, then over here in the lighter colors, I think it'd be too much, because then you're gonna have gapping in the lighter colors. So I don't really know how a company goes about addressing that. I think she said she was going to talk to her manufacturer about the size of the 310 drills. Maybe that was the problem with this one. The final product is absolutely adorable. I love the Witchy Stitcher products. This is not the first one that I have done. I did the Ghost of Eras. Oh, is it the Ghost of Eras Past or the Ghost of the Eras Tour? I kept getting the name wrong every time I talked about it last year. It's the Ghost of Eras Past. So I've done that one. I've done a couple of the tarot card products by the Witchy Stitcher. It's absolutely adorable. So this would actually wrapped up my January. And in total, in the month of January, oh no, where'd my paper go? I had a piece of paper where I wrote down, like where I totaled up the number of drills placed in the month of January. Is this it? No, it's not it. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. So in the month of January, I placed a total of 120,514 drills. That is absolutely insane. First of all, I have never finished this many projects in a month before. let alone done nothing but diamond paint for 10 days. And so as fun as it was, it will probably never happen again, at least not for a long time. So then going into February, this is Incognito by Pixie Sticks from Diamond Art Club, and this is freaking adorable. I absolutely love this one. I took it with me to the Lone Star Retreat. This is actually not the only one that I took with me to the Lone Star Retreat. I took Something Sweet by Mandy Manzano, and when I got frustrated with that one, I put it aside and I got this one out, and this became a one-day project. I did start and finish it on February 9th. It has 13,689 drills and was my 84th finish of the year, and it's adorable. It is so cute, and I'm obsessed with it. And then, I guess both my finishes in the month of February. I only had 2 in the month of February. Both my finishes in the month of February were by Pixie Sticks. This is Ember the Sky Dragon by Pixie Sticks from Diamond Art Club. I think this one was an Amazon exclusive. I did not get it off of Amazon. I had to get this one off of a D-stash. This has 7,695 drills. It was my 85th finish of the year. It's a small one. It's 22.7 by 26.6 centimeters. And it had 20 colors, and it is just absolutely adorable. I wish we had one in every color. And I told her that in a group chat that I'm in, with the artist, and she was like, almost like a Spectrum of Dragons. And she was making a joke because I'm working on Spectrum of Dragons by Christina Yen right now. And I'm having an absolute blast with it. But I was like, yes, like a Spectrum of Dragons, but I did in a different way. But Ember the Sky Dragon is just absolutely freaking adorable. So in total for the month of February, I placed 21,384 drills for a whopping grand total so far this year of 141,898 drills. Y'all, again, what I did in January just absolutely blew my mind and is likely never going to happen again. Just because that's, I know myself, I know the reality that I live in, and being iced in for 10 days is not a normal part of my reality. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me today and taking a look at what I've done so far this year. And, we'll have to see going forward. I don't know if I will do one each month or if I will do it kind of like this where I do 2 in 1. It might just be, it might depend month to month based on how much I get done in a month. Because if I only get, in the month of February, I only got 2 small ones done, that's just, I don't know. It doesn't, y'all let me know in the comments. Would it be worth it? Would y'all want to see a separate video just for these 2? That way I can kind of make a decision going forward, like in the month of March, if I only get, I've already got 1 mini set done, spoiler alert, for the month of March. I've already got 1 mini set done. I'm working on a second one right now. If that's all I get done in the month of March, would you want to see a video just for that? Or should I combine it with April and wait until I've got more done? Y'all let me know. And I will see you next time. Bye.